President Trump says the war should last up to 4 weeks. There's Iranian bombs rained down on Gulf states who did not want a war. We don't know if it can be contained. US allies in the UAE, Qatar, Saudi Arabia and elsewhere may well tell the US that it just can't wash its hands of a regional war it started. And above all, we don't know what the US justification for the war really is. Donald Trump's conversations with individual journalists over the weekend have echoed his shifting position in the weeks leading up to the attack. On the one hand, it's about Iran's nuclear capabilities, which Trump had said were obliterated and set back decades only last year. On the other, it's about freedom for Iranians and protection for protesters, which many in his base feel is simply not America's business. It's precisely because we don't know so much. This is an enormous gamble by the American president, by far the biggest across either of his presidencies. Trump's legacy will surely now be defined by what happens next, just as Tony Blair and George W. Bush are defined by the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. A free and democratic Iran allied with the West would be an outcome that eclipses any of Trump's domestic failures or successes. But the same thing applies with equal menace to a regime change that goes the way of US-led regime changes in Afghanistan, Libya, Iraq and elsewhere. We don't yet know which it will be, and it may not be in America's control. Well, before we debate with my panel, I'm pleased to say I'm joined for the first time on Uncensored by Mike Pence, the 48th Vice President of the United States, who of course served in the first Trump administration. Vice President Pence, welcome to Uncensored.